like this, so all good?
Excellent.
I can test a table mic for you. Is this one also working?
Keep talking.
That one's working too?
Yes.
Okay,
that is
perfect.
Thank you so much.
You good with this one too? Okay.
It's 1:30. You can roll the tape. Good afternoon. I'll call to order this meeting of the Hennepin County Board of Commissioners on Tuesday, August 12th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. I'm Irene Fernando, Chair of the Board and District 2 Commissioner. I'm joined by District 1 Commissioner Jeff Lundy, District 3 Commissioner Marion Green, District 4 Commissioner Angela Conley, Vice Chair and District 5 Commissioner Debbie Gotel, District 6 Commissioner Heather Edelson, and District 7 Commissioner Kevin Anderson. Hennepin County acknowledges that the magnificent land and vibrant waterways from which our institutions benefit are located upon the cultural, spiritual, and indigenous homeland of the Dakota Oyate. Hennepin County calls attention to the Dakota people's ongoing connection to this special place. On to the agenda, the first item is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next is to approve the agenda, noting that commendations on this agenda is directly after Hennepin highlights. I'll move it. May I have a motion? Second. Thank you, Commissioner Gotel. All those in favor of the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 3 is Hennepin highlights, and today we are celebrating The career of our longtime county administrator, David Huff, who loves attention and personal acknowledgement, as he steps into a phased retirement position, continuing to support the county in an advisory and special projects capacity. We have a farewell video and then a commendation. In between the video and the commendation, commissioners will have an opportunity to speak, and we will wrap the whole portion with opportunity for David to address the room again, and then a group photo. So there's a few things in order. And so let's begin with the video.
David, on behalf of the National Association of Counties, it is really my honor to congratulate you on over 40 years of county service, from your time as an attorney to the deputy county administrator, for over the last 12 years leading the county as the county administrator. Personally, I want to thank you for being a mentor, a great counsel. You're just a true visionary, a lifelong learner. And what I've really learned from you is how to be an empathetic leader. The work that you and the overall county have done on disparity reductions is really at the forefront across this country. And at the end of the day, you're all about excellence in public service. And I just want to thank you on behalf of the National Association of Counties and all of our members. It's no easy task to run the largest county in the state of Minnesota and one of the largest counties in the United States, with over 1.3 million residents and over 9,000 public servants at the county. It's just a major undertaking, and you've done it with grace, dignity, and just kindness. So thank you again from the bottom of our heart.
David, I want to congratulate you on a wonderful career. I am so sure that the citizens of Hennepin County are in a much better place because of your leadership and vision. And it was just a privilege to work for you as the leader of our county. Now I'm asking you to enjoy yourself during retirement, because we know in working, we take you away from your family and your kids, and we work some very long hours. Yeah. Now it's time for you to enjoy yourself with your family. And David, I want to personally say thank you. Thank you for being a mentor. You are not just my boss. You are also a mentor and a good friend. And not very many people can say that. And enjoy your retirement. Thank you.
The thing that really resonates for me about David is disparity reduction. He talks about it. He cares about it. It's not just pretend or some kind of a mirage. It's a real thing. And the staff members believe him, and they're doing that work. And I know it's more difficult today with financial risks and cuts and other priorities, but to me, that's the thing about David that really resonates through this organization. And that's something that's really different than a lot of other governmental organizations focusing on the most disadvantaged members of our community. I mean, serving everyone, obviously, but giving special emphasis to those that need the most. To me, that's unique, and I think that's David Huff.
Thank you, David, for helping me. I was new to Hennepin County, and you helped me in so many ways. Your commitment, your leadership, and most importantly, how you cared for us as your directors. And I wish you all of the best. You are going to enjoy retirement, spend time with your family. This is your time, David, but you have given us your best. And I personally thank you, and I appreciate you. Have a great retirement. Have fun.
David, there hasn't been a more capable and visionary public servant in Minnesota than you. You know that. From the time I first met you in the 90s, when I needed advice on matters concerning the leadership of the Hennepin courts, until just a few short years ago, when we faced those massive public safety issues, staff shortages, daily crisis meetings. Your steady hand, tenacious problem solving, positioned Hennepin County as a leading local government in the U.S. You've never shied away from complex problem solving, even if the outcome is entirely unpopular. Or as our learned Commissioner Green would say, David is often the only adult in the room. You leave a legacy of competent decision-making and a sort of visioning and leadership that matches our community. Thank you for your support, David, your friendship, and the decades we worked together, and the service you provided for both the staff and the citizens of our county. Godspeed, David.
David, you have been an inspiration to me. I met you first in 2017 when I got to join Hennepin County, and from the moment I met you, your graciousness, your professionalism, your clear direction of where we're headed was always an inspiration to me, and I've enjoyed working with you. I have appreciated your support. I think of the times where we've had to deal with some really difficult situations, and the one thing I always knew, and I saw that you were there. You were there for me when I needed to talk to you. You were there to provide guidance, and you were there when there were difficult situations to remind me that I'm not on my own, that this is a we culture, this is you have my back, and you're there to help. And I saw you do it so many times. I'm gonna miss you immensely. I hope you have the most wonderful retirement. Thank you, David.
David, it has been an honor and a privilege to work alongside you for more than 27 years. Simply put, you are an outstanding leader. You led us through beyond challenging times. You charted waters, and you did it with grace, dignity, and with the utmost integrity. You never wavered. Your calm was always a constant. We'll get through this, you'd say, and we always did. You listened. You thought everything through, and you always got us to the right place, even if a decision wasn't popular, because you did the right thing. Integrity. Besides all the qualities you possess that make you a great leader, David, the one that sticks with me and maybe touches me the most is your kindness, your compassion, and the time you would always take to ask us how we're doing, to say hello to an employee you never met with a strong handshake. That is a leader. David, you have left your mark. Hennepin County was lucky enough to have you for all of these years. We will carry on your legacy, never forgetting that your North Star, our North Star, is serving residents. Thank you for everything. Enjoy some well-deserved time off, going for longer walks and bike rides, and spending more time with your wonderful family. And we will carry on.
Hello, everyone. I am so grateful to have the chance to say a few words about someone I admire and am lucky enough to call a dear friend. That's Hennepin County Administrator David Huff. Dave, congratulations on your retirement. After more than 40 years of service to our county, including over a decade, wow, as Hennepin County Administrator, you've more than earned that retirement. As many of you know, I worked with Dave when I served as Hennepin County Attorney. He was managing attorney of the Civil Division, and for a short stint, he also served as one of my deputies, and it was the year I was up for election to the U.S. Senate, so, well, that means you really trust someone. Let's just put it that way. Dave is someone so many people trust. As we all know, Dave is smart, he is steady, and he's unflappable. And he is someone who doesn't care about headlines or credit. He cares about service. Since joining the county attorney's office as a law clerk, Dave has shown his love for the law, his passion for improving county government, and his ability to get results. Under his leadership, Dave created the Career Pathways program. It removed excessive educational requirements and partnered with local colleges to recruit and train the next generation of county employees. In just the first 5 years, Hennepin County hired more than 1,200 Pathway graduates and interns. He led more than 9,000 employees through the pandemic and created quarantine facilities for residents without a home. And he increased child protection, leading to a reduction in shelter placements for at-risk kids and an increase in child placements with a family member. When speaking about one of his budgets back in 2019, Dave said this: We must seize the opportunity to build a legacy of working together to accomplish great things. That quote, it captures who Dave is. Someone who is collaborative, someone who doesn't just see it as numbers on a page, but still see those numbers. A leader focused on meaningful change for future generations. Dave, you've made Hennepin County stronger, more responsive, and more resilient. And you've done it all with humility and a quiet sense of humor. On behalf of the people of Hennepin County, and as a friend who is proud to work alongside you, you made a difference. You show us what public service looks like at its best. As the new Pope, Pope Leo, recently said, politics has rightly been defined as the highest form of charity. Dave, you made that a reality. You have served at your highest, and you've done it for all of us. High expectations, getting things done, looking out for people that don't have a voice. 40 years of service. And thank you. And thanks for that lifelong friendship. And here's to you, we're having some budget fights in the Senate, so I got water in a plastic cup. To you, Dave, have a great party. Thanks.
It is incredibly clear to all of us what an impact David has made to so many people. It is wonderful to see you here with Lori and your kids. We know that public service is a household commitment, and we're grateful for your decades of contribution to this wonderful county and to this wonderful state. Commissioners will have an opportunity to speak, and I thought it would be good to go in tenure order because that means the commissioner who's been with you the longest will get to speak first. But before I hand it to Commissioner Green, I do want to acknowledge that there were former commissioners, former county attorneys that were elected officials at the open house that we just had. And I just want to congratulate you on behalf of all of the electeds of whom you have so dutifully served. So with that, Commissioner Green.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And yes, served the longest of the seven of us.
Yeah,
right. David, I want to begin by offering you emphatic congratulations on a long and accomplished career in public service. Hennepin County and our region are stronger due to your leadership and commitment, your passion for service. From me, and certainly on behalf of District 3 residents, I want to say thank you. As essentially the CEO of Hennepin County for 12 years, you have had the opportunity to shape this organization's culture, priorities, and values. I made, and I hope others made, sort of our top favorites. Mine are disparity reduction focus, hugely impactful. And I remember being here with county commissioners from across the nation and all of them just saying, oh my gosh, this is what we need to all be doing. And they were all saying, how can I create the appetite for this in my region? And you have done that here in Hennepin. Service to residents as our North Star. The influence and the importance, understanding how the culture of an organization is so important and giving us this sort of guiding phrase to remember why we do what we do. And your deep leadership bench and mentorship, the fact that you're always sort of looking ahead to who's going to fill these seats next and how can I be nurturing them. Your accomplishments are numerous, and I also want to talk about you and your humanity. I knew things would be different working with you when I was a brand new commissioner on my very first day, when you walked me down to the garage together. And you walked me through the extremely tricky way of entering our garage and then exiting our garage. If you've parked in the Hennepin County ramp, you know what I mean. It's not for the faint of heart. And it might sound sort of like, I don't know, frivolous. It's a parking garage, maybe a little bit of hand-holding for the baby commissioner. But it's also thorough, it's supportive, it's experienced. And it's a peek into your style. You are generous. You are humble. Public service is in your lifeblood. And it's the way that you are leading and have led this organization in every step of the way, every moment of your time here. And that impact, of course, will continue to reverberate. On a note that's a mixture of personal and professional, I want to particularly thank you for our work together during the pandemic. The urgent times after the start of the pandemic that followed the murder of George Floyd and the elevation of the national conversation about race. For every day for over a year, my day started and ended with conversations with David Huff. In that time, we were probably both experiencing the greatest challenges of our professional and our personal lives. I swore I wasn't going to cry. We came to know each other's spouses, our children, our parents, even the family pets. And I know that your nephew Indy sends his regards. Your kindness, your lack of pretense, your clarity on what is and isn't important, and that's true on the personal side and the professional side when there are difficult decisions to be made. If you had $1 for every time I thanked the stars that you were the Hennepin County Administrator, especially during that time, you would be retiring to a private island on Lake Minnetonka. So it's with deep gratitude that I want to just offer big congratulations to you, David, on your career and your retirement, and to underscore that your legacy will continue in the way that Hennepin County supports its residents and in the way that I myself lead, build relationships, and serve residents. Thank you.
Commissioner Goodell.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. David, I'm going to take this from a different point of view from other people. I want to talk about you as the person who shared some of your life challenges. All of us who work here have life challenges as we do our jobs. You lost your father through part of this time. You lost in-laws through part of this time. And to walk with that through some of the other hard decisions that you have to do. You had family getting married, wonderful, bright things. And you shared those with us. And it made us feel like we were a part of a family. And, that really matters. We all care very much about everybody up here. We all want to know when something is not going right or to share the joys you have in your life. And so I appreciate that part of you a lot. And I think about you, I think about what a great communicator you are. And they talk about great communicators and what they are. It's because they touch people, because they come to their level and they can meet them where they're at. There's no pretense there. You do that so well. There isn't anybody that we don't walk down the skyway when I'm with you that you don't know. And you meet with all these folks and you know them all, and your relationships are your strength. They make us closer. They make us a better county because you can call on all those resources when you need them. All the people I know in the cities I serve, the schools, the park boards, they all know who you are because you've talked to them. You even sat next to them probably sometime at a luncheon or something and had a great conversation. And you touched them so they remembered you. And you touched a lot of lives of not just those folks, but the people who work here. And I think about your job, and I think about the fact that we put 3 people in your job. So I don't know how you did it all these years. To do this job. And I know that doing the right thing's not always the popular choice, and you had a lot of blowback, and I remember that. It got pretty wicked sometimes, and you would come blow steam in the offices, and I'm glad you had some safe places, some family in the back room here to do that with. But I think one of the things that I see out of a leader, and you see leaders through industry and other places talking about core values, right? We have these core values and everything. But they don't always live by them, only when it's convenient. That's not how it is here. We live by those core values, whether it's convenient or inconvenient, whether it's hard or it's easy. And I think about our kids here in Hennepin County. I think about our families, our residents. They are all better off because of the 40 years of service that you put in. So thank you very much.
Commissioner Conley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. David. Man, what a career, what an impact on my neighbors, on me, on our residents. I think that I'm going to get personal too, and that's just that there is something about relationships that combine the professional and the friend, right? You always ask me how my kids are doing. How was my daughter's play? You ask me about my dog. You can't always remember their names. Steve and Eddie, it's okay. But that's at the same time, that's finishing up maybe a real tough discussion or a real tough thing that we're grappling with, or something I really want for my district or for the county, or something I really want to move for. And we'll talk about that, and we'll think outside of the box, and that's innovative. And I appreciate that about the way that we've been able to work together for 7.5 years. But when we end with, how's the family? How's the dog? Did you ever get up north to that cabin this year, Commissioner, like you like to do? No, but that's so meaningful. That shifts that relationship to something personal, as opposed to just professional. So that's what I admire and appreciate the most about the way that we've worked together since I came in as a baby commissioner in 2019. And I always tell the story when people ask, why did you run for office? And because sometimes there's echoes that reverberate. It'll stop soon, right? Reverberate throughout the community. I'm just going to roll with it, right? But sometimes I would get asked why I ran for office, and it was 2017, and a lot of times I would say, well, the county board made this decision to really focus on disparity reduction, but nobody looked like me. And they're going on a retreat, they're going to work on all this stuff to reduce disparities. And that was like the fire that lit. I'm like, I need to be there. Nobody asked me, let me go. So I ran, and here I am. And the first thing I think we discussed about is how to operationalize what disparity reduction looked like. And you took me seriously. You took my voice seriously, my lived experience seriously. You were all in because I knew it was something that you were passionate about and something that you cared about. That says a lot about a person, right? So I knew what working on the other side looked like. I didn't know what being at this dais looked like. And you gave me some real cool tools to use while I was up here, and I appreciate that. So I always say that people who do this work are very, very special human beings. It takes a special human being to dedicate their entire lives to public service. And there's a quote, Muhammad Ali said it best. He said, "Service to others is the rent that you pay for your room here on earth." And I firmly believe that. That means we have an obligation through our humanity to serve others. And you have exemplified that. Thank you.
Commissioner Lundy.
Well, I didn't write comments down, which is probably for the good of all. But I thought, I knew people would speak more eloquently about service and, getting through COVID, because I think that's one of those things no one wants to repeat. And I think getting through that, I think we all kind of forget the unknowns and how we're all trying to make things work. I'm myself, Commissioner Anderson, are one of the COVID commissioners that took office during COVID. And so I thought I would just share with you the other half of the story, which is, I hadn't met you in person for months because I had met you when I was mayor of Brooklyn Park, and you had met my staffer, Vicky, and you said to me, "I met your staffer, Vicky. Boy, is she tall." So the other half of the conversation is Vicky said, "I met David Huff. He's not that tall." So I never, thought, geez, I want to break that to him, that there was someone else had a reaction, but it was the opposite. But I think, meeting and, during those times, I want to thank you, because taking over this role, I feel more and more appreciative of just the responsibilities that we have, understanding that we are a safety net and we need to be there when people need us the most. And the people who sometimes complain about that are the people who never need us. And so that's not our choice in life. We need to be there just like a 911 call. When someone needs help, the county has to step in and do that. And during that time, I never felt like I was not always informed, even though I had no idea the first meetings and how things worked, and trying to understand the budget and all that while being at home on the camera always. And so I just wanted to say I appreciated the care that you did. I also want to think that, we talked about leadership styles. I always think the best impression of a leader is who they leave behind, not what, but the who. And you've left us a wonderful team. I think when you shared with us that you were moving to the next stage, that I always felt like we had our next person, our next people, because you had created a leadership team that was strong, that was energetic, that was efficient, effective. And I always think that's more important than what you do, because if you can build a team around you, you've created a legacy that is not just about 40 years of service, but all the people that you affect are going to carry forth that leadership style. And so I think that speaks to your commitment to others and to elevating people, because sometimes leaders want to keep it all to themselves, and I think you've done the opposite. And so I think we'll be working together a little bit more, but I want to wish you well and thank you for everything on behalf of many residents who will never know your name, but will know the programs, the things that you made sure that were there when they needed help at that time.
Commissioner Anderson.
David. So I did start writing things down because I knew I was at the end of all of this, and everybody else would say all the good things. So 5 years ago, middle of a pandemic, you helped a youngish commissioner learn what it meant to be in public service. I had never held office, had the academic understanding of what the county board did. And as has been said here, you helped show and guide and teach me, as well as so many other people, what it means to be in public service, to work for people who need our help, to listen to a new commissioner, figure things out, brainstorm, come up with ideas on how we can make things better for people that we care about, whether it's parents who are veterans, and take bold steps to be able to end veterans' homelessness. And then set the wheels in motion to construct a monument to honor everybody who served. It's no small thing to be able to take the scatterbrained ideas that come from this head and turn it into an actionable policy that will actually make a difference to people's lives. And that is such an amazing quality that you brought to this job. And I'm so thankful to have been able to have the experience of working alongside you, learning from you, and to be able to call you my friend. Thank you.
Commissioner Edelson.
Well, David, you and I have only known each other for 14 months now, so I'm going to probably not have as many great stories, but you are, I've been in public policy for 10 years, and you are, to me, one of the rare leaders, one of the people that I think will stand out in my career of seeing how somebody leads with authenticity, with honesty, with truly caring about people, which is unique. You have, I always thought people with twins could do anything, but people with triplets, I mean, I can't even. That's like a whole. You're competing with me a little bit here, but you genuinely you have influenced, I think, a lot of how I think about things differently. I think any of you have gone through a transition before. Transitioning from the state to the county has been a journey, and I'm not always the easiest person. You stay tuned for later on today. But the reality is you've helped me kind of balance that, and be kind to yourself in this transition. You've, of course, ever the therapist, I've been telling him about identity buckets and how we have to share them and giving him tools. Yeah, Lori, you just wait. He's going to tell you all about. I have like every time I would see him in my office, I'd be like, let's talk about a new tactic about about what it means when you transition into a different life. So anyways, it's been an honor. I look forward to continuing to work with you, and you're truly a good human. To your kids and Lori, you have a great dad, even at work, and I think how you treat the person that has the least power to the person that has the most power, if you treat them all the same, those are the good people, and you have a good one.
In a little bit, we will be voting on a very long commendation that's framed here that includes a lot of David's accomplishments. And so I will also take more of a personal tact in terms of my gratitude to you. We've become quite good friends. We've had very difficult conversations. And far most importantly, I've been just admired and so impressed with the tenacity towards mission and tenacity towards impact. It really is remarkable. It's been an honor to get to work with you, to get to work alongside you. God, I know it's getting. In 2021, my dad passed, but then a couple other people's dads passed here, as did yours. And then, so just as was kind of shared earlier, there were many aspects of our humanity that we were working alongside, but also really kind of grieving with each other, offering support and offering comfort. And so that will always be very important to me. But because it's me, I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve. Good thing I have two sleeves, because NACO has sent you something here, David. Because he's such a heavy hitter. I know. What was I going to pull out of this? This is ridiculous. And now I have a bat. Oh, gosh. It's your bat, David. Don't worry. So from NACO Edge, they got you a Louisville Slugger, I'm assuming, because shoot for the fences, hit for the fences. Celebrating years of dedicated county service. David Huff, thank you from NACO Edge. So this is one. Applause. Clap, clap, clap. And then my second trip up my sleeve is really on behalf of the board. I've been making this joke. Yep. So I've been making this joke that there's no way to replace Mr. David J. Huff and his signature, because he was birthed here at the Government Center 43 years ago with a tie on. And so is it the Hennepin way, David, or is it the Huff way? So on behalf of the board, thanks, David. So with that, we're going to take a photo. You can give it to him now. Yes. That's pretty good, right? So when we take our group photo, you'll have your additional, sorry for your decorations in your home, because we're giving you a lot of stuff here. So with that, with remarks complete, a beautiful video, which was 3A on the agenda. 4A is a commendation, which I'll read and then move. A commendation of County Administrator David J. Huff upon his phased retirement, offered by all of the county commissioners. I will move it. May I have a second? Second by everybody, but I'll give it to Commissioner Green. And with that, Ms. Rose, if you could please read the commendation.
Whereas David J. Huff is retiring as County Administrator after 43 years of dedicated service to Hennepin County and its residents. And whereas David worked for 25 years in the County Attorney's Office, beginning his career as a law clerk in the Appellate and Civil Divisions in 1982. He worked in the Juvenile Prosecution Division for 6 years, where he tried over 135 adult and juvenile cases. David then moved to the Civil Division, where he represented the county in litigation, provided advice to dozens of departments, negotiated thousands of contracts, led the contracts team for 10 years, and specialized in the area of prevailing wage, affirmative action, data practices, open meeting law, information technology contracts, and government procurement and bid law. And whereas in 1997, David began serving as counsel to the county board, a role he performed for more than 11 years. He advised the board on a wide range of matters, including the transition of the Hennepin County Medical Center to a subsidiary corporation, and complex and controversial issues including the Hennepin County Smoking Ordinance, the Hennepin County Weapons Policy, and the merger of the Minneapolis Library System with Hennepin County System. And whereas during this time, David also assumed various leadership positions with the County Attorney's Office. He served in the County Attorney's Management Team under County Attorney Amy Klobuchar and then under County Attorney Mike Freeman. He served as a civil deputy under County Attorney Amy Klobuchar in 2006, where he oversaw all civil divisions in the office in partnership with then criminal deputy and now retired judge Peter Cahill. He also served as a managing attorney from 2007 to 2008 under County Attorney Mike Freeman, where he oversaw the Civil Division, a team of 50 attorneys and professionals who represented Hennepin County in a broad range of legal matters. And whereas in 2008, David was appointed Deputy County Administrator, where he provided executive leadership for the county's vision and strategy and oversaw 13 departments, including those that are now within the law, safety, and justice line of business, as well as areas of operations and resident services, including information technology, taxpayer services, property services, county assessor, examiner of titles, computer forensics, and the medical examiner's office. And whereas, as Deputy County Administrator, David led many efforts to improve policies and programming and save tax dollars, including the Juvenile Out-of-Home Placement redesign, the development of SDS Homes Summit Academy Carpentry Certification Program, and the 100 Hard Hats program, which provided training and job placements to individuals on probation and in underserved communities, the consolidation of the Hennepin, Dakota, and Scott County Medical Examiner's offices into a shared service model that created a regional center of excellence, and the Crossover Youth Initiative with Human Services and Community Corrections that improved outcomes for children in the juvenile court system